The Houston Astros have made a minor league signing today. Welcome back to Clemhawks. I'm Gillis TV, and if you're new to the channel and don't mind anything MLB related, NASCAR as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to 5,000. Just hit our goal of 4,000. Thank you guys so much. A little bit about the channel quickly. There are two of us on here, Clemhawks himself, who is pretty good with the MLB knowledge, and myself as well. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now let's get to this. The Houston Astros have announced two reporters, including Mark Berman of Fox 26, that they have signed right-handed pitcher Bryan Garcia to a minor league deal with an invitation to spring training. There's more to come from that as well. So going into Bryan Garcia, he played for the Detroit Tigers last few seasons. He was actually their 6th round pick in 2016. He's more have been a bullpen arm for the Detroit Tigers for the last few years until this previous season where they actually utilized him as a starter for a few games and put up some decent numbers for those 4 games he was a starter. But he's always been that, move up the ladder kind of guy where AAA he's really good at, hasn't really gotten his shot in the MLB over the past 4 or 5 seasons that a lot of teams hope that they would by the time they're the age of 27, which Bryan Garcia is. Now, you look at the stats here. In 2019, he played 7 games for the Detroit Tigers, going 0-0 with a 12.15 ERA with 1 save opportunity that he blew and 1 hold in 6 2/3 innings. A guy just coming up to the big leagues at that point was really more of a, hey, we just need you, we got an injury, this isn't the start of anything. Give him credit, going into that season, Detroit really isn't as good as they should be, and it's been over the course of his career playing in Detroit like that, where he's pitched those 6 2/3 innings, giving up 9 hits, 9 runs, 9 earned runs, and only 1 home run though. So we'll give credit where it's due. Has given only up 1 home run. There's 5 walks, 1 intentional walk, and 7 strikeouts, and the opponents were batting .321 against him. Now we go look at the whole, other stats scenario here. Last year they said, hey, you're going to be that starter, if we have back-to-back games or, one guy's not ready to go, we're going to call you up, get you that starting position. And they did that with the starting pitcher role, and he fared out pretty good last year. For 4 games, he went 2-0 with a 3.54 ERA in 20 1/3 innings pitched and 17 strikeouts with a whip of 118. That's pretty good. It is a small sample size, but that is pretty good for a guy who hasn't really gotten the chance to be a starter in the big leagues. And those numbers are good. Yeah, like I said, it's of course a small sample size, but that's what the Houston Astros are banking on with Bryan Garcia is, can he be a starting pitcher? Could he be that 5th, 6th guy option coming out of the bullpen? There's teams that they take on these guys. I'm going to use the Giants for example. Take on struggling pitchers and somehow turn them around. No one knows how they do it because that's pretty much top secret, but the fundamentals they do. And the Astros are known for that too. Changing up some fundamentals, helping the guy out. And it seems to work for them year in and year out. So those 4 games, they're small sample sizes, of course, because averaging 5 innings per game, of course, is a small sample size. But you look at his career regular season, this is more bullpen time. Is 76 games played, 7-3 record with a 5.52 ERA and 88 innings pitched with 68 strikeouts, and 158 average, or whip. Well, that's a lot. But you look at that. So he's really only had 2 bad years in Detroit. The 1 year was the 12.15 ERA in 7 games. He also had a 7.55 ERA in 2021 in 39 games, which he played 39.1 innings. So you take those out. You look at the season before, the 2020 season, he went 2-1 with a 1.66 ERA in 26 games. He had 3 holds, 4 saves, and 6 opportunities. And he pitched 21 and 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 18 hits, no home runs. That's 7.55 ERA that year. He gave up 10 home runs and 48 hits and 38 runs at that point. Given 33 of them were only earned runs, So you look at these numbers, and like I said, it's a small sample size, but there are, in Bryan Garcia's career, there has been showings of that excellence he can bring as a pitcher. And, last year was decent in a 3.54 ERA. That's where I expect pitchers of his caliber to be. That one year he went 1.66, and most of that was bullpen. So going from the bullpen to starting rotation or being a starting pitcher from time to time, it sure has looked good on Bryan Garcia. And I really hope that, that works out in Houston for Bryan Garcia, as there's glimpses of what he can be. He is only 27. You change a fundamental going into this year, there's no doubt in my mind that he can be that guy that, hey, we need to call you up. We got a back-to-back game. Step it up. And he could possibly win a spot on the roster over a couple of guys the Houston Astros have. Now, is it going to be a starting role? Probably not. You're pretty much set there. Yes, you lost Verlander, but you still had those guys coming up as well in that processing time. And my screen just froze. There we go. We are back. Sorry about that. Screen froze there. So, you look over the course of his career, he has 2 quality starts. He's given up 16 doubles, no triples, grounded into double plays. People have done that 9 times for him. Double play outs, 65 outs. He's been a pretty good, solid player. And we'll go down to, where's those stats? Here it is. So for a 5.52 ERA, it's a pretty decent amount given the fact that he goes from 1 year of playing in 7 games, 12.15 ERA, down to playing 26 games. So he's playing 19 games more and has a 1.66 ERA. That just shows how comfortable he is. Then he goes and plays 13 games more, has 39 games played for a 7.55 ERA. Well, and then he goes and has a good starting season. So hopefully the Houston Astros can figure out why it's a roller coaster of a career and just get him to play his game. It shows in the stats that he can play in the major league level. Just hopefully he can keep doing it. That is it for me today. I am Gillis TV. I'll catch you on the next one.